The best thing that ever happened to me was prison. And I know that sounds mad, but hear me out. Because for the first time in my life, everything stopped. No distractions, no running, no noise, just me. Before that, I was chasing everything. Quick money, quick ideas, quick wins, throwing money at anything that looked like an opportunity. But being locked up, that stripped everything back. And that's when I realized it was never about money. It was about what I already had, my voice. My people, thank you for joining me again. It's just a paper boy. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here before, then you already know, man. I appreciate the support. I know this title sounds mad. I know what you're thinking. How? How is prison the best thing to ever happen to you? I know, man, but for me, honestly, it was the best reset that I could have ever hoped for. You know, it's not gonna be the holiday. Let's have it right. I've been on many holidays and it's never reset me the way that this has reset me. Prison has reset me. There's gonna be nothing that's gonna ever occur in your life that's gonna reset you the way prison can reset you. For me anyway. I know a lot of people don't reset, but I feel like, well, for me, I was already in transition mode. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt, but go and grab my free 7-day reset ebook. The link is in the bio. Now let's get back to this. I was trying to let go of a lot of habits. Like I said, I had stopped drinking and smoking for 6 months before I went to jail. So I was already in transition mode. But that was, what figure of speech can I use? That was the nail in the coffin. That was it for me. That was me saying, yep, I'm leaving this life behind. Because I thought to myself, in those months, I said, is it really worth it? The time that I'm losing, the bonds that I'm breaking, is it really worth it? And I said, no, it ain't. Not with what I was doing. It's not worth it, man. Honestly. You can spend your time better and get further. That's what I thought to myself. You know, there was a moment where everything just stopped and the reset was just forced upon me. And I'll be honest with you, glad for it. Best thing that could have happened to me, because it's forced me to come out of my comfort zone and to speak on my truth, to share it, because there's people out there that are struggling to reset. And I want to be the one to tell them, listen, do not wait until your hand is forced, because it's, as much as it's needed, it is also unnecessary, because you can make that shift without being forced, without your hand being forced. You can make that shift. Yeah, man, the reset and the realization, that time alone, it brings clarity, man. You got no noise, remember, no distractions. Yeah, you can't run from nothing. You just got to face yourself. And that's what I did for those months. I just faced myself. And I asked myself the honest question, is this what you want for the rest of your life? Because if I've come out and gone back to it, that's me deciding to be a career criminal. And I don't want that for my life. I don't want that for my kids. You know what I mean? I can give them better. I know that I can. You know, I've tried so many different things. But I think chasing money was my downfall. That was my downfall. That's what kept me 1 foot in. Because like I said, I was making a transition. But I kept 1 foot in because I was chasing money. Quick money. And now I take this road as an entrepreneur, as a content creator. And I realized that anything worth having takes time to build. It's not an overnight fix. So that's why I'm here on this long road. I'm taking the long road. You know, I'm taking that step. I'm going backwards to propel myself forwards. And sometimes you have to do that in life. You know, it can be embarrassing. You can feel like you've just been knocked. but it's necessary. And if you know within yourself that you have an entrepreneurial spirit, that you're a go-getter, that you've got drive, then that feeling will soon fade because everything will soon come into play. All your ambitions will soon come into play. But you have to give it a chance. And that's what I realized. I had to give myself a chance to do things differently. So that's what I'm doing. It's the real shift. It ain't really about money anymore. It really is about my purpose, what I'm here for. And I feel like I'm a good communicator. I feel like I'm able to communicate well. I feel like I'm able to communicate my message well. That's what I do believe. And I've been told that. I speak well. You know what I mean? Considering where I'm from, like my background of the roads, if I spoke to you on the phone, close your eyes. You would never know. You'd never know I'm a roadman. Honestly. So I've been given a gift to communicate. So now is that time to use that gift. I'm stepping into it. You know, I'm discovering my real strength. And I feel like my real strength is communication. It's not something that I've had to buy or that I've chased. This is something that I already have. So why not use it? Why not use it, man? If you've got something, a God-given talent, don't wait for jail to discover what it is. If you're doing something that you know that you shouldn't be doing at this moment in time, if you're chasing money, step back from it for a moment and just think. Because that's what jail gave me. It just gave me that time to step back and think. And it really ain't all about money. Because once I was in there, it wasn't money that I was after. It was my family. It was my friends. It was my freedom. Everything I was chasing was never the answer. Everything I was chasing was never the answer. This was the answer. It's just a paper boy. And I catch you on the next one.